What is something you can't see, taste, or smell, but need in order to survive? Air. But what if that same air can kill you? We all need it, yet we don't think much about it. Breathing is a reflex, and we often take for granted those parts of living. The most developed countries of the world offer obvious benefits, but air quality is not one of them. Watching my mom battle respiratory issues for over 5 years because of bad indoor air quality at her job made me question what goes into the air and into our bodies that we can't see. More importantly, how can we protect ourselves? After researching the ideas of scientists, politicians, and the leading organizations, I found there's no clear answer. In fact, the U.S. federal government hasn't reached or drafted a policy that suits both parties. Rather than wait for future generations or catastrophe to push both to compromise like the recent pandemic, citizens can arm themselves with information, the only true protection we have at this point, and make decisions based on this understanding. Before exploring the information, let's look at why it's necessary. It's true that air pollution comes in numerous forms, natural and man-made, and affects the entire body, especially the vital organs. The Environmental Protection Agency, responsible for the health and well-being of the American environment and people, states that air pollution causes increased respiratory symptoms, hospitalization for heart and lung diseases, and even premature death. With that being said, it's important to note the leading causes of death worldwide. According to analysis of geoscientist Hannah Ritchie and economist Max Roser of Our World in Data, cardiovascular diseases, cancer, and respiratory diseases are the top 3 killers from 1992 to 2017, when the research ended, marking an incredible 25-year span. It makes sense that over time, as countries continue to develop and grow, so does the amount of pollution, which contributes and causes all 3 of these early deaths. In fact, the Public Health Action Support Team of the information nonprofit Health Knowledge Organization show that based on these numbers, developed and developing countries list cardiovascular diseases as one of the top 3 leading causes of death. The leading cause of air pollution in the world is the burning of fossil fuels, driving a non-electric vehicle, producing the mass consumption goods we use every day, our network of mass distribution, or simply heating our home. According to International Association of Geophysical Contractors, an organization dating back to 1971, fossil fuels are found in 96% of the items we use each day. With all this understanding, it's clear that wiping out these sources would temporarily solve the issue, but plunge the world back into a pre-industrial age, take all the modern conveniences with it, and cause the overall number of global deaths to skyrocket in unexpected ways. These sources of pollution are unfortunate necessary evils, and the diversity and the quality of life is the fruit of the poison tree. For this reason, our immediate and distant future looks bleak without any tentative solution. Arguably, since developed countries capitalize and monopolize these sources and resources to the point of utter dependence, the burden should fall on their shoulders to pioneer the next universal energy technologies, if not facilitate this and encourage this groundbreaking work in other countries. Air quality must be a right protected by governments from the greed of money and consumption, not a privilege. We share this earth, but for too long the actions of a few outweighed the well-being of the entire union. Until the governments of the world reach this same conclusion, we need better solutions. With that being said, are individuals helpless to the government's intervention? While the efforts of benefactors and innovators will usher in a future reliant on funds and resources, consumers have a secret power in their actions. Many people go through the motions of consumption, using the brands they trust, the energy they have known their entire lives, and vehicles with abandon, and fail to realize the power they wield. Others realize the weight of their actions, but feel helpless to change the course of their consumption without direction. This is when initiated education comes in, and MGA cultivates lifelong learners with as many non-traditional students as high school graduates, so no one is ever too old or too set in their ways to learn and adapt. To start you off, I will share what leaders in control quality advise. The Air Pollution Control District of San Diego County shares ways travelers can better approach transportation, homeowners effectively manage their energy usage, and consumers avoid detrimental products. To save you the discouragement and to prove air quality isn't costly, I will only list the ones relative to college students. Before getting in your personal vehicle, check to see if your tires are properly inflated. Change pollution control equipment as necessary, and don't top off when getting gas. Your car will stop pumping when it's time, and you won't pay for evaporated gas. Not only will this ensure your vehicle runs efficiently, but will last longer too, saving money in repairs or even purchasing a new vehicle on an already tight budget. Consider telecommuting to work or school, or carpooling with someone you trust that lives nearby. This could be the perfect opportunity to build friendships and help educate others about the importance of air and health. Finally, consider saving up for a used bike, skateboard, or great walking shoes for opportunities when you have shorter distances to cover. Slowing down in a world that constantly wants you to speed up is a great form of self-care and generates a sense of connectivity. If you're curious for more, look up sdapcd.org or consumernotice.org to find other ways you can alter your habits, help the environment, and improve your health. Now that you have direction, I want to paint the picture of our future. It's true, if something doesn't happen soon, our planet won't be the oasis of the solar system. A 2016 report from the Massachusetts Department of Environmental Protection states that air pollution fuels acid rain, depletes ozone protecting us from the sun's harshest rays, delivers animals and plants the same premature deaths experienced by humans, causes crop and forest damage, increases the likelihood and severity of algal blooms in water responsible for vast animal, fish, and plant deaths, decrease global and local biodiversity, increase the decay of man-made structure, change the necessary pH of soil and water bodies, and change the beautiful blue of our skies into sickly hazes. All effects we can see in our lifetime. If we don't reconsider our collective actions, our home will wither. Sure, this ending won't be in our lifetime, but that attitude will keep us from protecting future generations and improving our current situation. And when they look back at all the warnings issued and the silence of our actions, they will wonder, why didn't we matter? If we change our concerns from cost effectiveness and practicality to universal connectivity and creativity, the future beams. The air gets cleaner, our ozone stronger, our water clearer, our sky bluer, our animals, plants, and humans stronger, the soil healthier and capable of sustaining nearly 8 billion mouths. The benefits of clean air far outweigh the costs we have to make. Dutch artist Dan Roosegaard delivered an inspiring talk at a TED event more than a year ago showing the future of clean air. Giant vacuums that tower and filter and release what was toxic air waste. If you take nothing away from this, look up his arguably most beautiful creation in Vincent van Gogh's Homeland, that solely powered off the sun, but comes alive at night. In closing, I gave you a lot to consider, so I want to repeat those two important resources. sdapcd.org or consumernotice.org. Today, I shared our hidden need, a potential avenue for growth, and why it's so necessary for our future. I am seriously begging you, wake up, ask questions, and act. Don't force our future generations to ask, why didn't we matter?